Well, Russia's Kuril Islands that lie just a few kilometres north of the Japanese coast are also at high risk of being hit by the tsunami. 3-metre high waves have reportedly already reached one of the islands. Well, let's get the latest on all this now from Marty's Yegorov. Yegorov, what's the situation like on the islands?
Well, a state of emergency has been declared in the entire Sakhalin region in Russia's far east, including the Kuril Islands, which are right there in Japan's neighborhood. One of these islands, as you say, has already been hit by a 3-metre high wave. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported there, and the infrastructure was not damaged as well. But authorities say that they've already evacuated around 11,000 people in the entire region to higher ground and are on high alert. Russia's President Dmitry Medvedev has ordered all local authorities and emergency services to be on high alert and basically get ready for any type of scenario. And Dmitry Medvedev has also ordered Russia's emergency ministry to get ready to help Japan in this horrific disaster. And we already know that 6 of the ministry's jets are currently on standby, waiting for Japan's official request, and are ready to deliver rescuers, doctors, and even a mobile hospital to Japan if it asks for this help. The situation is still quite complicated, and we'll have to see how this situation develops in the future, because at the moment it seems more waves are possible.
All right, Yegorov, many thanks for that update. Well, to talk more about the disaster, we're now joined live by James Jackson, a professor of tectonics activity at Cambridge University. Many thanks for being with us here on our team, Mr. Jackson. So how large a scale is the disaster?
Well, it's a very large earthquake. The scale of the disaster is unfolding now, but the earthquake is certainly one of the 10 biggest in the last 100 years.
And the death toll, we now know that it stands at several dozens, but it's rising steadily hour by hour. Are we talking hundreds, do you think, or thousands?
Well, I would have thought that certainly hundreds of people will have died in this, and I wouldn't be surprised if a few thousand. It's always very difficult after tsunamis to find out what happened.
And is it likely, do you think, that the aftermath of the tsunami will wash out the countries that are on the warning list as well throughout the Pacific Basin?
Yes, the tsunami will certainly hit other countries around the Pacific Basin. That is really quite easy thing to actually forecast now.
But Japan is sitting on unsteady grounds. We know that it's the centre of the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire. So why wasn't it ready for this earthquake?
I think it probably was ready. I mean, Japan is probably more ready than any other country in the world. They are certainly prepared in the sense that they were expecting these kinds of things to happen. But the scale of these things is really very difficult to really deal with.
And we know that earthquakes like this often happen in series. So have we seen the worst, do you think, or could there be more to come?
Well, these plate boundaries of the sort which moved in Japan just now and also in Sumatra in 2004, they do tend to sort of unzip. So once you have one, you have others along from them. So the Sumatra one, which started in 2004, has over the last 6 years had 3 or 4 other ones, not quite as big as that first one, but getting on.
So how worried should residents be in the surrounding areas? We do know that some waves have already hit Hawaii. We know that some parts of the American coastline are on alert. Should people really be panicking here?
Not panicking, but they should really listen to the local authorities, who will know exactly what is going on, and you can make pretty clear forecasts as to when the tsunamis will arrive in these different countries and get away from the coastline, certainly.
All right, James Jackson, a professor of tectonics activity at Cambridge University, many thanks for speaking to us.